Hello, people of the interwebs. Today we're going to be making one of my favorites, shepherd's pie. I'm Chef Cash White, and I'm here today because God delivered me from my addiction and put me in a place where I could share my love of food with you. Guys, the reason that we do these videos is I want to share the love of Christ, and I also want to share some easy recipes to get you going so you can get out of the kitchen and spend a little more time with your family. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you click subscribe, and if you're watching us on Facebook, slide over to our page and follow us. We got a lot of cool stuff going on. Let's get cooking. Shepherd's pie is one of those dishes that's gonna have a lot of ingredients. We're gonna move kind of quickly. So that being said, make sure you look in the description. We'll have a list of all the ingredients. A couple of carrots, they're already peeled. I have a white onion, 3 cloves of garlic. I have some Parmesan cheese. I have fresh rosemary that's chopped and fresh thyme that's chopped. I have 6 ounces of tomato paste. My personal spice trinity, salt, pepper, and granulated garlic. I got some Worcestershire sauce, 2 pounds of ground beef, potatoes that have already been peeled, chopped, and boiled. I got a couple of eggs, I got a stick of butter, and I got a cup of chicken stock. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start cooking right about now. So I'm gonna be using a very large, deep skillet because we're gonna have a lot of ingredients going in this bad boy, right? I'm gonna put it on medium high, and I'm gonna add just a touch of vegetable oil because the fat from the beef is gonna create that oiliness that we're looking for. We're gonna put our beef in. We're gonna let that start browning. As we're starting the beef browning, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna shred these vegetables into the beef so they'll almost dissolve into it. So you don't get any crunch, you don't get any texture out of it, but you get all that flavor. It's a good way to trick your kids into eating some vegetables. So I'm gonna get 1/4 of this onion. Okay, I'm just gonna cut it in half and then cut it in half again, just like this. And then I'm gonna cut the root off and peel off the paper, just like that. Now, I'm gonna use my trusty box grater here, and I'm gonna grate this directly into the pan over there. Okay, if you look at this, how it's almost pulverized, taking the big pieces out, that's gonna cook and almost dissolve all the way in. I'm gonna do the same thing to these 2 carrots. There's a rabbit somewhere watching me shred this carrot just crying. I'm gonna use my zester here, and I'm going to grate some garlic in it as well. 2 teaspoons of salt. We'll do 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of granulated garlic. I have a tablespoon of chopped fresh thyme. Very, very important that it's fresh. Don't use the dried stuff. It's not gonna work as well. I got a tablespoon of dried rosemary. We're gonna add that guy in there. So this is tomato paste. It's one of the small cans, 6 ounces, right? This is to kind of add that acidity. And 1 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce. While this is cooking, there you are. While this is cooking, we're gonna go make our mashed potato topping. Come on. So this is gonna be layered. We're gonna have our meat mixture on the bottom, and we're gonna have our mashed potatoes on top, and then we're gonna bake it until it's beautiful and golden brown and crispy on top. I'm gonna start with my potatoes right here. I'm gonna have 1 whole stick of butter because everything's better with a lot of butter. I'm gonna add a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese, 2 tablespoons of salt, same amount of pepper, and the same amount of granulated garlic. This is 4 large potatoes, by the way, okay? Now the thing I'm gonna add to this, you wouldn't add this to normal mashed potatoes, but I'm gonna add it to this because I want to make it nice and almost solid, like almost cakey. I'm gonna add 4 egg yolks, 1 for each potato, and I'm gonna mash them all together. I've been making shepherd's pie for quite some time. And then I saw Gordon Ramsay make one. He had some really good technique in there, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. So this is kind of a riff on one of his recipes. Gordo, if you're watching, holler at me, bro. It's been a while since we talked. Long while, like since never. All right, so I'm gonna add my cup of chicken stock over here to this meat mixture, and I'm gonna let it cook. So you see how it's starting to get that coating on there? That's the viscosity I'm looking at. We're gonna spray our cooking dish. I've got our oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm gonna just put my meat mixture down in the bottom here, spread it out nice and evenly. We got our mashed potatoes. Cover this guy. Go ahead and spread them out just a little bit like this, guys. Like that, now I'm gonna do one more little thingy poo. I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese on top just to get that nice brown crust that we want. Okay, and we're gonna pop this in our oven for 18 to 20 minutes. So we've had it in there about 20 minutes. I flipped it over to broil high for another probably 30 seconds because I want to get that nice brown crust. And let's take a look and see where we're at. Just like that, that's what we want. All right, so there you have it. that is our amazingly delicious shepherd's pie. Guys, the reason we do this is to keep on the forefront of your mind this most important phrase: keep the faith, enjoy the food. I love you guys. Good night. Adjectives just left my body. Hi, how you doing? Got my T-Rex arms going. I am a very tall person for a 6th grader.